Hello, everyone. Let's begin with Marxism. ठीक है. So I guess capitalism and socialism you have no issues till now. ठीक है. And those of you who want to write or anything, just write and send me. Nobody of you actually write anything. ठीक है. In fact, I get 8 or 9 students who write for evaluation, and they come from my different groups, not here. ठीक है. And out of you, only one P Chaudhary. She is writing or at least having doubts and questions. Apart from that, nobody is. So that is why I will just try to do my duty and be done with the syllabus. ठीक है. Because obviously you guys have no interest. So best of luck for 2020. ठीक है. सबसे पहले तो ये. Anyhow, let's not try to scare you. So Marxism. We have done this. We have read this. We have understood this in terms of Karl Marx when we did him in our thinkers after Western political thought. So obviously this is a very important person because he changes everything. So you know what Marxism is. You know what Marxism is only, but what Karl Marx ka Marxism was. So what we actually have to do here is Marxism after Karl Marx. And here we see two different kind of Marxism. One is orthodox and one is new neo-Marxism. This is also known as your political Marxism, or let's say Soviet Marxism. These are only same thing. Soviet Marxism. Example example of implementation of Marxism in real life scenario would be Lenin. He will be the first person to implement Marxism, and Mao Zedong, Chairman Mao. He will be the first person to implement Marxism in pure Asian Asian backdrop. Neo-Marxism, as we know, Gramsci. So what we are going to see is a German school, Frankfurt school, and a structural school. Gramsci was also a structuralist. ठीक है. He believed in multiple structures, not just one base structure. Now, Soviet Marxism also we have, I think, done. Remember Lenin and Soviet Russia. I think we have done this, how he incorporated changes into Marx ka Marxism, which was initially made for whom? Advanced capitalist class. But Russia was what? Russia was an agrarian society. Industrialization has just yet started. It was a feudal society. Even when we talk about Mao Zedong, China was a feudal China. Okay, so he will also incorporate same changes. Lenin ko we know that he is the one recognized as the reason why Marx was criticized. But we have to study Lenin because he gave one important theory of imperialism. So Lenin we have done actually. ठीक है. Feudal society, peasants, peasants plus intellectuals. ठीक है. And what was the third important? Communist Party. In all of these cases, he was not aligned with Marx. Karl Marx did not believe in intellectuals. He wanted workers to not listen to these guys. ठीक है. Peasants also have property. So this was not in Marx का thinking. Communist Party has hierarchy, has class, either you are in party or not, bureaucracy. So Marx was not for this. He was. So we see the difference. ठीक है. So technically not the communism. It was more like party dictatorship that he created. Now his theory of imperialism, let's have a understanding. So according to him, what imperialism is? According to him, imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism. Highest stage of capitalism. He exposed, in this theory of imperialism, he exposed the myth of white man's burden. White man burden. What was the justification that Britishers were giving? That we are white men and this is our burden, our white man burden to civilize. We are on a civilizing mission. It is we are on our civilization mission, and we have to make these barbaric or barbarians of the East, Orientalist, civilized. This is our burden. So he exposed that myth. कि नहीं भैया, this is just exploitation. And he also established that World War One was not a World War One, it was just a war for colonies. What is colonies? Nothing but market. मार्केट के लिए तो लड़ रहे थे, और क्या था रीजन? कहाँ बेचेगा, कौन बेचेगा? Now he gives the evolutionary graph of capitalism in three stages. MIF. Stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3 evolution. Mercantile capitalism. Industrial capitalism. Finance capitalism. Now, have we done this thing? Have we done this thing? Why do I feel that we have done this thing? Yet anyhow, I don't think we have done Mao, so I will start with Mao only. So understand this thing. Marx. Now Marx was very much ethnocentric. That is why I think I have done this thing. Ethnocentric. Marx was ethnocentric. That means that he believed in supremacy of ethnicity. Have we done this thing? Seriously. Wait. Not sure. कर ही लेते फिर भी. Supremacy of ethnicity. So he also believed that British rule is in fact a source of modernization for India. British rule is good thing. It is blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. पता नहीं चल रहा है but अच्छी चीज हो रही है. ठीक है. Meanwhile, when we see Lenin, he has a sympathetic feeling. He has sympathy towards the people in colonies. So he directed that Communist International. Why do you think we have Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose? ठीक है, he was also a communist leader kind of. That is why he was going for towards Russia and Japan. जापान में चलो नहीं भी है, still communist comrade, feeling of comrade, that he will help, they will help. Why do you think Britain were worried that Soviet could attack or come from Afghanistan? भैया comrade, communist international. Somebody is trying to change the basic structure of your society, economic doctrine. ठीक है, obviously what is in your best interest, you start declaring this word कि भैया this is a some kind of bad thing, which is basically not. ठीक है, when we'll do international politics we will do more of this theory of imperialism. Now let's talk about Mao Zedong, Chairman Mao. You can watch the movie, 2019 only it has come. Its name is also Mao Zedong. ठीक है. Now this is the first person who has applied Marxist principles in completely. Obviously Russia is also Asian, but it is most of more like European. It is not completely Asian. Russia, China is completely Asian situation, Asiatic. So first person to implement Marxism in Asiatic situation. Now his method is very much, his form of Marxism very much balanced. Now hold on, let me check, have I done this or not? Why do I have this feeling? I don't think so. Maybe different class it was. Anyhow, his form of Marxism is very much balanced. ठीक है, now why are we saying this? Let's think about it. If we talk about Marx, so Marx was against capitalism. He was completely against capitalism, Marx. But when we see Mao, he is against feudalism. Now Lenin was also against feudalism, but Mao was not against capitalism that was inside of his country, Chinese. So if any China person becomes a capitalist, he has no issue with him. If a Chinese person is capitalist inside China, he has no issue in it. He has issue when some outside Firangi is a capitalist and he starts selling and coming to China. He has problem with that. That is what outside capitalist trying to sell inside. What is that? Isn't that what imperialism is? Can we say that even today's China is somewhat very much following the same trend? Yes, we can. ठीक है. Now Lenin gave a very important role to the peasantry because obviously who else would fight? It was an agrarian state. But who was making sure these peasantry get that kind of consciousness? Intellectuals. So Lenin was heavily dependent upon intellectuals as their primary means of mobilizing these peasantry, who are supposed to act as secondary. If these are hands, so intellectuals were the head. If this is first step, this is second step. Second step is the revolution, but first step is very much important. Meanwhile, Karl Marx did not believe in intellectuals. For Mao, peasantry was the only and the primary. medium of revolution. So we see that the central role in the whole Maoism for revolution is with peasantry. Now, obviously, Mao has made some changes as well to the concept of Marx. For Marx, if we see, he was against God, he was against nation, so obviously he was against the feeling of nationalism. According to him, all of these were what? False consciousness. But Mao, being highly patriotic, being highly nationalist, favored strong nationalism, which is completely unlike Marx. It was need of his time. So if we deduce, we get what about Maoism? The two things that it is against, feudalism and imperialism. What is imperialism? That some, let's say, British capitalist coming to China selling stuff to you. He is against this. If there is some Chinese person who is creating something and selling to other Chinese person, he is okay with it. So he is not against capitalism, he is against imperialism. Domestic capitalist, what is he? Domestic capitalist, this person. He is okay with it, fine with it. He is not fine with outside capitalist, and we see the trend continued. China did not allow Google to have a huge market in China. They have their own Twitter, no. They have their own YouTube, no. They have their own, ठीक है. WhatsApp, no. They have their own WeChat. So keep note of that. Now, Marx dialectics. We see that Mao has made some changes to the concept of dialectics. According to him, dialectics, which is basically what? Contradiction or the conflict. According to him, the contradictions are of two types. One, two, antagonistic and non-antagonistic. These are those these are those conflicts or contradiction which can be resolved, resolvable. These can be solved. Example, let's say the current situation in China in Mao's time. Feudal society. What does it mean? That foreign capitalists are there holding lot of lands with nexus of feudal lords. These hold lands, these use their land to build stuff, sell stuff. They have nexus. Who is against them? Peasantry, peasants. Everybody is a worker. Had it been non antagonistic, had this problem be non resolvable, non solvable, what was the point of revolution? Revolution से क्या हो जाएगा अगर ये solve ही नहीं हो सकता तो. So revolution must be solving this, hence it was antagonistic. Non antagonistic contradictions are those which cannot be resolved. Oh, I have resolvable ही लिख दिया ऊपर. Antagonistic, non resolvable, sorry. antagonistic, non-resolvable. See, non, if here is non, there is no non. Non is only one. So if here is non, there is no non. Antagonistic. Let me repeat it. I think I've made some error. Antagonistic contradictions are those which are non-resolvable. Revolution, why would you do revolution? Because you are not coming into talking terms. It is not possible for you to talk and resolve thing. तभी तो revolution के अलावा कोई there is no other option. These people will not understand your position and help you. Non-antagonistic contradiction which are resolvable. Let's say you are the people of China, and let's say you are the capitalist of China. Capitalists of China को रहना किनके साथ है? पीपल ऑफ चाइना के साथ. तो दिस इज रिजॉल्वेबल, इसलिए ही इज नॉट अगेंस्ट कैपिटलिस्ट ऑफ चाइना. नाउ he has made changes to Marx's theories of revolution. For Marx, only one revolution was required. We have seen another where two revolutions are required when we saw Gramsci. What Mao suggests is the concept of permanent revolution. It is not enough to have just single revolution. That is, you will have to keep on working. You will have to continuously work towards creating the consent. ठीक है? Permanent revolution. Now understand why. Everything, if this is night, this is day. If this is good, this is bad. If this is action, then this is reaction. Understand, everything has a reaction. Similarly, what is revolution? Revolution is an action. So a reaction will also emerge countering this revolution. This is opposite to this revolution, reaction, and this will always emerge time to time. Hence, to keep this revolution going, there will be need for cleaning this reactionary elements. ठीक है? So if you have communist revolution once, you have this communist revolution once, then you start a cultural revolution. This cultural revolution will make sure that these reactionary elements are cleaned up. ठीक है? Let's say if you talk about Tibet, how do you go? Tibet you annex. This is one revolution. Let's say you have annexed Tibet. Now what do? You start moving people there. तिब्बत में जाके छोड़ दो. Chinese people. Chinese people are Han people. What are Buddhist people? Oh, sorry, Tibet people. Tibet are Buddhist people. You start creating infrastructure there. You make sure that revolution is not ended. Start a cultural revolution. Han people stabilizing there. Buddhist people intermingling there. ठीक है? Make everything Chinese. Now, Mao started after this communist revolution a movement, 100 Flowers movement, and he gave this slogan: Let 100 flowers bloom. Let hundreds flower bloom. Let hundreds of schools of thought flourish. What does it imply? So understand, it implies that revolution is over. It implies revolution is over and there is no need to fear, and you can express freely. ठीक है, so it is like अच्छा जी moment, like अच्छा जी. If you come from today's China to that time, you will say the same thing. Let hundred flowers bloom, revolution is over. Let hundred schools of thought, speech, freedom of speech, start speaking whatever you want, you're free. Understand the political strategy of Mao. Obviously, cultural revolution, see, reactionary element kaise bhi keh lo, is not a good thing to have because it can easily destroy your achievements that you have garnered from the communist revolution. And this cultural revolution is what? It is not actually a revolution. It is not doing anything. So what actually it is? It is just a political strategy. Everybody wants to be a part of revolutions. Everybody is like a krantikari. ठीक है, चाहे हो ना हो, everybody wants to be a part of this. And what you actually want to do is make sure that anybody who might plot or strategize something against you because you have just snatched power, ठीक है, so and other person will also be there who will say कि भाई I will kill you and get power from you. So you need to make sure कि भाई you are ahead of your critics and you remove your critics. You should know who your enemies are. How do you know that? You let everybody say whatever they want to say. You start saying, let hundred schools of thought flourish. Now, this is flower, not flower. Let's say this is one guy called Tony Hong Kong Kwa Kwa Yong Kwa Ku. Random name, and he says, "Ke bhai Mao is stupid." Why did he say that? Because he can technically. Because let hundred school of thought flourish. This is one of his thought. Thought number 99. ठीक है. Obviously, Mao will get to know, and he will know, भैया, he is not right guy. He is against me. He will get him removed. This is just a political strategy. Let everybody talk freely so that I know who is behind, who is not against, who is with me, who is against me. Get it? So understand, Mao is a man of action. Man of action. No talks. Man of action. So he has written a book, Red Book, and he was in charge of the Red Army. ठीक है? Took up the snatched up power from KMT regime. KMT regime had to go away to Taiwan. Red Book, he has written about guerrilla warfare. Now, this Red Book and guerrilla warfare is why we see that Indian Naxalism uses this mode of guerrilla warfare. Why? Why this technique? So understand, guerrilla warfare is about you are just coming at very random time. Mao suggests that bhai suno, you are people, you are not a army, and you have to fight. And what you don't have? Resources. You do not have the resources to fight. So what should you do? You should apply deceit. When do you fight? You fight not like your enemy कि भैया लाइन बना के आ रहे हैं चौड़ में सामने से, नहीं. You attack when your enemy is sleeping. Attack when your enemy sleeps at night, just like Godfather. ठीक है. Godfather 2, Al Pacino. You attack when your enemy is sleeping. You attack when your enemy is at disadvantage. And you do not attack the center. No, no, no. You attack in the corner. You kill like a rat. You start nibbling at the side से. Side से फाड़ते रहो थोड़ा 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 थोड़ा. Do not attack at the center. थोड़ा थोड़ा मारो. दो मार दो. दो मार दो. दो मार दो. सबको एक साथ मत मारो. Now, the most famous line of Mao that you should always remember is power comes through the barrel of the gun. So, his concept of power. How do you achieve power? Technically, through the barrel of the gun. What does it mean? It means violent exploit, violent revolution. If you need to take power, nobody is going to give you power. You have to snatch power. How do you do that? Violent revolution. If you are being exploited, if you need to have power, nobody is going to give power. It is not resolvable. You have to snatch it, and there is only one mechanism: violent revolution. This is as same as Marx saying no blood, no sorry, birth without blood. ठीक है. So he was successful, and Mao and Gandhi were contemporaries. They were living simultaneously, and both of them had similar challenges. In fact, China was far worse than India, because China was not just a colony of British, China was an international colony. So it means that not just one exploiter, multiple exploiters of China. Okay, so China, this that beautiful China, she was exploited, looted. Okay, you should study about China अच्छे से. Now, our Gandhi also had similar kind of colony, similar exploitation. His method was non-violent. Mao's method was violent. Both were successful. He was successful. He was successful. And the outreach, if you think about it, Maoism till now we are studying, and till now people get affected from the ideologies of Maoism. Example, in India only, our all insurgency and Naxal problems. ठीक है. Same with Gandhism. The non-aggression, principle of non-aggression, principle of non-violence. So their influence is far-reaching. Now, both successful, we are seeing success and means in two different categories. Both are successful. Same conditions, both had same conditions. International colony. In fact, China far worse. It was an international colony. Conditions same. Mass movement both. So people were supporting both. It is not like one person people were not supporting. Whole of the nation supported. Yet one is saying power comes from barrel of gun. That is violent revolution. And here Gandhi is saying eye for an eye makes the world go blind. ठीक है? That is non-aggression, non-violence principle. But yet we see that at the end, जो भी तुम बोल लो, at the end, can we say कि Gandhi also had to come in agreement with barrel of the gun philosophy only? ठीक है? Do or die. So this was inevitable. Violence was inevitable in both the cases. Whatever your means were, it was not like it was completely a peaceful movement. Movement even might have been peaceful, but yet there was no complete omission of violence. And to be very honest, if violence is there, I would like to be at the giving side of it. I would like to be the violence giver rather than violence taker. Okay, so here you are violence taker, here you are violence giver. So you try to be creative, write your own answer. Now talking about neo Marxism. है नहीं है neo Marxism. So we see two schools, two different schools. One is the Frankfurt School, that is German school, and one is your structural school. We'll talk about structure. Not much, just little bit. You try to understand what is there. Now, this German school is known as the School of Criticism or Critical School. It is going to analyze Soviet Marxism. So basically, Soviet Marxism ko or this political Marxism we are going to understand. ठीक है? Structural Marxism will come to. चलो रुको. Now see this thing. Why do you have to first thing criticize or be critical about it? Not criticize. Why do you have to analyze it? Because according to this Frankfurt School, they believe that what was the ultimate aim of Marx? So ultimate aim of Marx was freedom. So what was liberty? We know that according to Marx, liberty was not freedom. In fact, liberty was alienation. What is alienation for Marx is what liberty is what they call liberty. So what was the final output result of the revolution of USSR? Did you get communism? No. What did you get? You got totalitarianism. Where do you get the freedom? You get freedom in communism. What have you got? Totalitarianism. Is totalitarianism communism? No. So is there freedom? No. Who gave concept of alienation? Understand? Young Marx gave the concept of young Marx. Marx has written two books, or let's say his work can be distributed in two sets, when he was young and when he was mature. So his economic doctrine obviously he will give when he will become mature. So in youth, what he will talk about? He will talk about freedom. He will talk about alienation. When he will be mature, he will be giving you base and superstructure. Okay, now what is this critical school focusing on? Critical school is focusing on the work of young Marx, because according to them, this young Marx was talking a real thing, whereas the Soviets or the USSR, or let's say Lenin, what was he basing his revolution on the Marx theory of revolution. Marx theory of revolution was a byproduct of the class struggle. Why was there class struggle? Because mode of production was in control. Mode of productions was in control of whom? Capitalist. According to Marx, this was the basic structure. Economic structure was the basic structure, and this was in control of capitalists. You have to change this basic structure. How can you change? Revolution. That is why this solution of Marx. But this is the work of mature Marx. So, for political Marxists, mature Marx is the real one, because Lenin was basing his theories of revolution on the works of mature Marx. But you are not taking into account young Marx. So, criticism will come from the angle of young Marx. That should be simple. And understand, कुछ critical जैसा word इसमें कुछ है नहीं. There is no critical word or use of it. Critical here just means that maybe what you might be thinking as being science is not science. जो तुम सोच रहे हो साइंस है वो शायद साइंस नहीं है भाई. ठीक है. So what you are thinking to be rational might not be rational. ठीक है. क्योंकि रिजल्ट में कम्युनिज्म तो आया नहीं है. ठीक है, रेवोल्यूशन हो गया सक्सेसफुल, रेवोल्यूशन इज सक्सेसफुल, चीज़ें पलट गई, ओके ओके चलो, वर्किंग पार्टी ये आ गया वो आ गया, ठीक है. व्हाट अबाउट फ्रीडम? इसको क्यों नहीं कैलकुलेट कर रहे? ये कहाँ गया? ओके. सो व्हाट दे आर, सी, साइंटिफिक वर्क कौन सा था? विच वन वाज द साइंटिफिक वर्क ऑफ मार्क्स? मैच्योर मार्क्स हैज गिवन दिस क्लास ट्रिगर, ये इकोनॉमिक capitalism. This work is mature Marx, and this work you are saying is scientific. So technically science is undermining what? Values. Science is bigger than values. You have reduced man to the level of animal. ठीक है. What will be the final result? Rise of consumerism, consumerist society. Again you will not be free. ठीक है. Young Marx सो जैसे वी हैव सीन कि देर इज़ लिबरलिज्म, फिर उसके अगेंस्ट में देर इज़ सोशलिज्म. द एट द बेस्ट जो सोशलिज्म इज एबल टू अचीव इज मेकिंग लिबरलिज्म मोर ह्यूमेन, है ना? तो कैन वी से कि द सोवियत रशिया यूएसएसआर was totalitarian. So what this concept Frankfurt School is giving is what? Being critical of their policies or their justification. So what at best you might be able to achieve, or actually what you want to achieve is making the USSR Communist Party regime more humane, है ना? No. This is capitalism. And understand why it is difficult to capitalism. Capitalism survives on making consumerism the mass culture. Consumerism is what? Mass culture. You want to get the same Nike branded shoes which are mass produced. ठीक है? Levi's jeans, same thing you are wanting. मतलब एक ही one person only is going to earn, not all. ठीक है? Making up eventually giants. And earlier when it was started because the elites of the society, the rich, they were able to only purchase these items of luxuries. So even in India, if we remember in childhood, we were all saying, see, this is imported car, this is imported t-shirt, this is imported jeans. Now it is normal because every mall and every shop has imported items. Earlier, what was only luxury of rich is now available to all because the poor follow the rich only. Meanwhile, rich set the trend, poor just follow rich. The guy over the street selling golgappe, he will be the first person to make sure that he has golden hair. ठीक है? Salman Khan will do later in just one movie, Yuvraj. ठीक है? He will wear Bali later, he will wear first. ठीक है? He will wear bracelet later, he will wear first. Who is this guy? ठीक है? Earning 200 rupees daily, he will make sure to follow. So यही है, बेवकूफ़ हैं सब, बनाते जाओ. Now they suggest that this consumerism has escalated a lot in the recent time as globalization. Things are becoming global in nature. What is globalization? Capitalism, scaling of, expanding of capitalism at a global scale. So you are expanding consumerism as at a golden scale, at a global scale. Now, how is this possible? How is this happening so fast? According to them, the development in information and communication technology and science. Science has always been lieutenant of capitalism, making sure that capitalism march ahead, march ahead, march ahead. ठीक है? Plus role of media. Media मतलब advertisement and industry. What is Facebook and Google? Advertisement, nothing else is there. More targeted advertisement. Now they have data, they targetly, they make a target कि this person needs this person needs that. ठीक है? Especially the women are targets because women have been, let's say, they have this thing. I don't know if I should say this or not, but no man with respect will ever say that he is going for shopping. ठीक है? No man will say. ठीक है? I have seen no man who says that let's do shopping someday. Never. They say this thing. ठीक है? So they have been a target. They have been created into a consumer. In fact, most of the sales, chalo, I will do it in feminism. So feminism also has made this point taken note of. Now, when we talk about structural Marxism, so let's understand structural Marxism as a, let's say, antithesis, or let's say a disagreement with your German school. German school was young Marx. They were coming as a reaction to what? USSR, Soviet Marxism. Now this has happened पहले revolution, तो इसका जवाब जो है was this German school. Now German school का जवाब कौन देगा? Structural Marxism. So Althusser has given the disagreement with your neo-Marxism or Frankfurt school, who believe that alienation, इनके लिए क्या है? Alienation is the major concern of Marx because they emphasize on young Marx. Meanwhile, for him, mature Marx is the real Marx. So, what will be the basic principle for Althusser? The basic principle or key principle will be base and superstructure model. Who has given this? Mature Marx. Now, obviously, he believes that this economic factor that Marx has taken into account is very overdetermined. Like too much importance has been given to the economic factor. You call it overdetermined. He has been called determined. ठीक है? Determinism. Remember? So overdetermined also is a criticism that he faces by his supporters also. Althusser is supporting him, at least in mature form. But he believes, according to Marx, what was the structure? This was base, this was superstructure. Superstructure कुछ भी हो सकता है, even state. So if you actually want to bring a revolution, you have to bring the revolution where? Which part? This part. To change the history. Althusser believes that it is not necessary that economic structure has to be changed, or that change will start from here, because if you take USSR, Soviet Russia, there the revolution did not come in the economic structure. Economic structure remained the same. The change came in the political structure. And even then, it all changed. Whole system changed. History changed. That is why he gives over determined कि भाई चेंज तो किसी भी फॉर्म से कर सकते हैं हिस्ट्री के लिए. Now, contemporary, again, relevance. Now I have told you why do we talk about these questions of relevance. Relevance of Marxism. Now obviously the reason why we talk about this relevance ka question is because most of the followers of Marx treated him like God, but he has been now called as God who failed. Why? Sole reason इसलिए because most of the communist governments have failed, most of the communist states have failed, and liberalism has emerged as the sole ideology of the world. In fact, liberalism के बाद we have went on towards neoliberalism. Neoliberalism, which is nothing but globalization. And when we talk about globalization, it means expanding capitalism in more and more countries, even India in 1992, LPG reforms, even China, even Russia. So everybody is following liberal economic doctrines. So the fall of Soviet Union is why this Marxism and anything related to Marxism comes under the doubt of being relevance कि भैया ये relevant भी है आज की डेट में. So obviously socialism will always be relevant until and unless liberalism will be relevant, because socialism makes one thing very clear, that socialism makes liberalism stay humane. Liberalism ka economic part, at least the capitalism, it makes sure the capitalism stay humane. So what does Marxism do? Marxism helps us have a tool. It is a tool of analysis. We can analyze how history is moving. Do we have freedom or alienation? The material aspect. If you have studied history, Indian history, then you see Romila Thapar. So Romila Thapar, JNU academician. So her books are always from the perspective of Marx. Marxist perspective she gives, talking about Indian history. So what basically it means is that she talks about the material aspect of the Indian society. What were the conditions? What were the conditions of the people who were living here? She talks about the famine. She talks about how the food and how the economy was working. ठीक है? She talks about the patronage that was given to the different handicraft makers and manufacturers, how it got all impacted. ठीक है? So obviously, but one thing is clear, that since Amartya Sen's since Amartya Sen's Nobel Prize winning, we have been our interest has been reignited due to the various growing movements all over the world, like Arab Spring, recent Yellow Vest movement. ठीक है? Now, why I'm talking about this is because the inequalities are growing too much. There are sharp inequalities, and we have no idea how to may redistribute those resources, because persons like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos have amassed $100 billion in very less time, like last 20 years. ठीक है? So if in 20 years you are able to do that, think about what will happen in 50 to 100 years. More money you will have, less money will be anywhere else. And more money is with you means that money, that much resources are not able to be used for the betterment of people. The whole of Africa, people do not even have, in whole cities there are not even single toilet. No single toilet in whole city. Even if you have toilet, there is no drainage system. Where will it go? So there is no point of establishing toilet. So obviously it will be relevant, obviously, always, just like socialism, to keep capitalism humane. See, when we talk about Marxism, Marxism is just now a tool. We look at the material aspect of life, how the life of people is, how much wealth this section of society has, how much this section of society has, how are their policies impacting their work culture, their livelihood, etc etc. This is what Marxism is now. ठीक है. Plus as a tool to see history, how to see history. You see the change in history, how now, let's say if you use the Marxist perspective, then we can say that Google, Facebook, and your Apple, these are the biggest. They have control of your data. Data is the new resource. Data is the oil of tomorrow. So they have control over whole of this thing. Then they have lot of wealth. They have wealth like no one can match. Then let's say Amazon. Then let's say that they are developing their own cities. Like Google is developing their city of 20,000 homes in USA. So obviously, who will be maintaining? Who will be the municipality? Who will be mayor there? If you are self-sufficient enough to purchase the land to build the structure, and you will have a self-sufficiency if you achieve. If you have money, it means you have resources, you have technology, you have people, you have land. What is the role of state? State versus big corporates. Plus whoever is the president, you only are supporting, you only are somehow funding. ठीक है. You are the biggest contributor of the United States defense, because obviously you pay the highest taxes. So if you apply Marxism, you obviously see the sharp difference between now even state and big corporation, who will have will more power, who will control the state. Obviously, meanwhile, people are being weaker and weaker and weaker. Plus, since 2008, the perspective has garnered more relevance because it has been made clear since 2008, since the global recession, कि भाई liberalism has lot of loophole, this capitalism, and it has to be changed. ठीक है. It is not robust, it can get destroyed very easily anytime. With this, Marxism is over. ठीक है. So feminism we will try to do next time. Feminism and post modern. So इतना ही करना है. Fascism will take only 15 minutes. Okay, चलो.